Welcome back to AL.com studios. We're in the film room today with John Parker Wilson, and we're talking running backs. We got Bo Scarborough and Damien Harris competing for a starting job. Both those guys living in the shadows of Derrick Henry last season. Let's focus in on Damien Harris specifically, and what do you like about his explosive running ability?
So I think this guy is explosive and fast. I think he can do more than just run downhill or more than just beat the sides. And, you know, he was in the shadow of Derrick Henry, but I like to look at it the same way Amari Cooper was in the shadow of Julio Jones. So these guys obviously didn't get a lot of carries or a lot of catches because there was a pretty good player in front of them. So I think Scarborough and Damien Harris this year are going to have a big opportunity to go out there and carry the load. You know, Coach Saban last year talked about the quarterback really got to go take the bull by the horns. I think it's no different than the running backs this year. Somebody's got to go earn their starting job, and who's going to get the most carries during camp. I think we'll see him right here. He had a great 8-day game. With this, you know, new Lane Kiffin style of offense, there's these running backs are going to have to do more than just get the ball and run downhill. He's got to read a lot of zones right here. We've got zone blocking by the guard in the center, and he feels it, he sets it, and you can actually see him deke out the linebacker right here. So the linebacker is looking at his eyes and really doesn't know which he's going, and that's something that you don't usually pay attention to, is just setting the hole and then running right by the linebacker. So you see him get downhill and being explosive, but being able to read that guy, read the zone, and get downhill, I think speaks a lot about his talents and what he's got a chance to do this year. Okay, so the last play we saw was getting downhill, you know, finding the zone. I think this is what a running back at the end of the day is all about. It's breaking tackles, it's getting downfield, and it's causing explosive plays. When you get a running back that can do this, you know, get this big 30, 40-yard gain, it takes so much off the offensive line, off the quarterback, when you can rely on a guy to get big plays and really move the field. So we're backed up right here inside the 20-yard line. He does a good job of reading it, but just being a running back. I think, you know, we can kind of get in the X's and O's, but this is just a good play by him, busting out and getting a big gain.
Now, regardless of who wins the starting job, whether it's Bo Scarborough or Damien Harris, we both know those guys have the talent to carry this team, but depth may be a concern. You got Ronnie Clark out with the Achilles injury. What are your thoughts on that?
So I think any offense, any team wants to take 3 running backs in the game. You got to have your 2 studs that are going to get the bulk of the carries, but you also sometimes have to rely on that third guy, whether, you know, a guy gets banged up and has to miss a series, or it's a third down play and he's got to go in. I think the biggest concern for Coach Burns and the running backs is going to be, can they pass protect? So that's the biggest thing with the young guy, is being able to read the different blitzes, read the linebackers, read the safeties, and really protecting the quarterback when the big plays are on the line. So I think the third guy's got to emerge. I think the 2 running backs we have right now are definitely as good as it gets. You know, both 5-star guys, going to get a lot of plays, but the third guy is going to be crucial as it comes down the line.